Hey, what's up? It's your boy Benny Black, aka Blixxack, and right now you're tuned into Nilekast. My time in Kigali was really great as far as being an artist. I got to work with Angel, of course, Mike Kaihura. I worked with Darkest Sea. I worked with I mean, the list is so long. I don't think I can mention everyone without some people feeling left out. There's Kudu, there's Asher Juno, it was a great time. It was a really nice learning experience as far as working with artists from different backgrounds that have different things to bring to the table. So I learned how to work with different people. I got to meet really amazing talents that I didn't expect to find in Rwanda. Not that there's no talent, but a lot of the time, as far as hip hop goes, I feel like it's underappreciated. So I'm glad I got to meet those great artists and be on songs with them, be on stage with them. It was really a great experience for me. Barik is to me is more than just a producer, because he's a friend of mine. He's like a mentor. He saw things in me that I hadn't even seen in myself as an artist. Because I remember, like, when I couldn't sing on the chorus, I was always afraid. I'm like, I don't think I have the voice for that. I don't think I can pull it off. He was always like, nudging me and giving me that push and telling me, you can sing, man. Just get out of your comfort zone. Because he said I could rap, and everyone said I could rap, but I was always afraid as far as experimenting with singing, So, and he used to invite me and lots of artists at his place. We used to hang out with him, his family, play FIFA, eat lunch there, practice there. So it's hard for me to talk about Barik as just a producer. He's a good friend of mine. He's the type of person that will call in to check on me even now that I'm in the States. He'll just call me, have a conversation, ask me how school is going, how work is going, what I'm up to. So yeah, definitely he's a great producer. I almost forgot to mention that, but yeah, he's an amazing producer. We had a lot of great records together, and he's pushed me. He's one of those people that have had a lifelong influence on me, and I think he will continue to do that for me and many other artists that work under him or with him. Cookie, I'm trying to find the right words to explain this song without being extremely crude, but I think it's basically like a fun song about the kind of things that men will do to get inside panties, So it's really exaggerated, but a lot of it is also true. And the way I came to write this song is it's basically in two parts to this story. So initially, when I used to practice with Kudu and Barik and the rest of the Storm band, there's times when we would just be relaxing from a long practice and just jam. And one of the songs that Kudu and I used to like freestyle sing was this Cookie song. It was basically like me freestyling about the trouble I would get into, like trying to get into some panties, And so I can't remember how Kudu used to sing it, but it was something like da 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 for that cookie, like the things I did for that. So I had like a few lines written down, but it wasn't until the For That D challenge that recently came out, like a viral women freestyling the things they'll do for that D, that I was like, oh man, I had this idea way back, so I never got to work on it, so let me try and bring it back to life. So that's really how the song Cookie came to be. What does a cookie represent in my day-to-day life? Man, man, that was just a song. To me, I guess the cookie is sacred. I don't think I would go to jail for it, but it's. I mean, it's. When I wrote the song, it was really me having fun. It's not one of those songs that I would say apply to my day-to-day life, to be honest. So, I mean, I do understand that a lot of things that we as men, and some women, do are usually centered around getting some action, some cookie. But yeah, I don't think I would necessarily do any of the things in that song, or that was just me having fun, to be honest. I mean, of course, as an African, as a black person, I'm concerned about the issues that go on in the United States, and it wasn't really always that way. But like, I mean, when I arrived here, that was like 2-3 days after Mike Brown was actually shot. So I came here like at a time when things were tense. Like at the university, I mean, there was like a sort of sharp division between the black students. Not necessarily like fighting or anything, but you could see there was a little bit of tension, So, and my issue is not, not everyone is like racist. I would be lying. I mean, I've got to meet amazing people that have helped me or taught me things, or been there for me when, other people were not. But at the same time, I can't ignore the fact that being black or African American or anything that's not white in this country basically puts you at a disadvantage. So on one of my songs on this upcoming project, I don't know if it's going to be an album, mixtape, or whatever, I have a song. For now, the working title is Melanin, and it describes my experience as an African in the United States. And I mean, I don't mind sharing the opening lines, but it's something like, I'm African, skin dark as Anakin. Police say freeze, it's not a challenge to be mannequin. I'm panicking, hands in the air, but I ain't partying. It's a cold world, man, I probably need a cardigan. So, I mean, you'll hear the rest of it, hopefully. But, yeah, I get concerned with issues facing black people in America, because, I mean, I am a black person, and a lot of the race-related issues end up affecting me. So, yes, you could say I am concerned with them. I don't have beef with social media. It's sort of like an on and off relationship. I used to be very active, but that would take up a lot of my time that could have gone into creating or just doing other things. So I kind of gave it a rest. But I mean, I'm still on. I'm on Twitter, whatever they want to call it. My accent keeps changing, by the way. But anyway, so it's you can follow me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. It's the same. Blixxack, Blixxack. That's Blixxack. So hopefully you spelled that right. But yeah, I don't have beef with social media. I think it's a great tool as an artist, but at the same time, I don't think that's where your focus needs to necessarily be. Especially if you love creating like I do, then I spend less time, at least less time than I used to, on social media, and spend that time recording or writing down ideas that I could use for songs. I can't really speak on that, but it's a 50-50. I've been thinking about coming back to Kigali, Kampala, because that's really where home is. So I haven't quite ironed out all the details, and I don't want to give people false information. But yes, I would like to be back. I'm just not 100% sure of when that will be. But as soon as I find out, you'll definitely hear from me. You'll see me post about it, all that good stuff. Well, one of my favorite rappers battle rappers. I think T-Rex has a quote. He says, you know, grown man bars, that's something you gotta deal with. So I think it's going to be a lot of grown-up subjects in my music. I feel like I'm not the same artist that I was 3 years ago when I was at 3-4 years ago when I was at BMCG. I mean, I feel like I've grown from that, and mostly, you know, thanks of course to the guidance from Barik and lots of other people that I've worked with. So I think it's going to be grown-up music, and at the same time, it's not going to be just me putting like a hip-hop box. It's me stepping out of that comfort zone. I want to make songs that you know, my mom can dance to, my sister can, you know, share with her friends without them having to, you know that I'm spitting fire, blah 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 blah. You know, I'm making fun music, and at the same time, I'm going to be making grown-up music. You know, so it's a blend of that. I think it's a lot of experimentation. Some things are going to work, some things are not, and I'm ready for that. So, but I would say this is not going to be like a project for the hip hop heads. It's, if you love music, you're going to love this project, and if you are just like a strict hip hop head, then yeah, I think this is going to be bad news. It's not going to be like that.